Okay, so today we're going to dive into this piece,
Okay.
Walking One's New Path.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's from innerway.com.oo.
Got it.
And it was written by Shawn Wondunna-Foley.
Okay.
And this was published on March 12th, 2025, so just a couple days ago. Very recent.
Fresh off the press.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically what we're going to be doing in this deep dive is trying to break down the core of this article and see what it's really trying to tell us about personal and collective transformation.
Okay, so like what it has to say about how we can kind of navigate our lives going forward.
Yeah, exactly. And especially in terms of like shaping the future that we want.
The future that we want to create both for ourselves and kind of a wider world.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot to unpack here. So
Yes, let's get into it.
let's dive in.
Yeah, so okay, first of all, this article is really big on this idea of releasing negativity.
Okay, so like cutting out the things that are holding us back.
Yeah, and it's pretty direct about it too.
Well, it actually says we need to walk away from egoic conversations and people who seek to manipulate one's thoughts, time, and energy.
Wow. That's pretty strongly worded.
Yeah.
So like setting boundaries.
Yeah, basically. And it really makes you think about what you're giving your attention to.
Yeah, no kidding. And I think a key thing here is figuring out what exactly these egoic conversations are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not always going to be like a full-on argument or something, right? But I think it can be any interaction that leaves you feeling drained or just like less than.
Yeah.
So it's really about paying attention to how you feel after you talk to someone.
Right.
Or after you're part of like a certain type of discussion. If you
Yeah.
consistently walk away feeling kind of depleted, that's probably a sign that something's not right.
That's a good point. So it's not necessarily about just like avoiding conflict. It's more about being mindful of where your energy is going.
Exactly. And protecting your own well-being.
Yeah, exactly. And the article actually states that these external distractions no longer serve one's highest good and must be released.
So like we got to cut them out to make space for something better.
Right, but what exactly is it that we're trying to make space for?
Well, the article points to positivity, growth, kindness, and spiritual alignment.
Okay.
It's about creating an environment within ourselves that's going to allow these things to flourish.
Got it.
And I feel like for you, especially dealing with like information overload all the time, this idea of clearing out the negative noise and focusing on what truly matters is super relevant.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes it's like less is more, you know?
Exactly, like decluttering your mental space.
Yeah.
So you can focus on the things that actually nourish you.
Okay, that makes sense. And so having kind of cleared this mental space by letting go of these draining interactions, the article then talks about finding environments that are more like nourishing, specifically supportive communities.
Okay, yeah, finding your people.
Yeah, and it talks about finding these like-minded, spiritually centered people and communities who are active in realizing and enabling a completely different future for humanity.
Wow, that's a pretty big vision.
Yeah, it is. But if we connect it back to this personal transformation we were just talking about, it kind of highlights the power of shared intentions, you know?
Right, like we're stronger together.
Exactly. And the article goes on to say that these communities operate on love, unity, and authenticity as their like guiding principles.
Okay, so it's not just about finding people who are into the same things as you.
Right.
It's about finding people who share those core values.
Yeah, and these aren't just like abstract ideas. Right?
No, these are like the foundation for genuine connection.
Exactly.
And they can provide that mutual support that's so crucial when you're trying to make big changes in your life.
Yeah, and it's not even just about individual support.
Right.
This article really emphasizes this collective impact.
Sure.
And it actually says that together we can co-create the world we wish to see in the coming years and decades.
So it's like our actions have a ripple effect.
Yeah, and for you who are always like looking at things from different angles and understanding these broader trends, this idea of progress not being a solitary endeavor really resonates. Right?
Absolutely. It suggests that our individual efforts become much more powerful when they're aligned with a group of people who share a similar vision.
Yeah.
And I think it implies that these qualities of love, unity, and authenticity, they're not just nice-sounding words.
Right.
They're actually the glue that binds effective change-making communities together.
Okay, so moving on from this idea of community,
Okay.
the article kind of shifts gears a bit,
Okay.
and it starts talking about our individual journeys.
All right.
And it says something really encouraging.
What's that?
It says that one is already on the path to greatness.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice way to reframe things, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Instead
is.
of focusing on like some far-off goal,
Hmm.
it makes you appreciate the journey itself.
And the potential that we already have within us.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes on to say, keep moving forward even when the journey feels uncertain or challenging.
Right, because growth isn't always linear.
Right.
There are going to be ups and downs.
Yeah,
But it's about trusting the process even when we don't know exactly where we're going.
exactly. And there's this really key point here.
Okay.
It says, every step taken in alignment with one's highest purpose brings us closer to manifesting the life we desire and deserve.
So it's not just about putting in the effort, it's about the direction of our efforts.
Yeah. Are we moving towards what truly matters to us?
Right.
Are our actions aligned with our values and our goals?
Exactly. And underpinning all of this is the element of trust.
Okay.
Trusting that, like, the universe is guiding us.
That the universe has our back.
Yeah, but this isn't about being passive.
Right.
It's about having faith in the process while still taking action.
Okay, and then the article gets really practical with this advice.
Oh, I like that.
It says, listen, stay open, and look for the signs of synchronicity every day. Just do one simple thing at a time, then the next thing, so on and so forth.
That's really helpful.
Yeah, breaking it down into smaller steps.
Yeah, especially when you're facing, like, a huge life change.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about being present,
Right.
like paying attention to your intuition.
And noticing those little meaningful coincidences that
Yeah.
happen
Right.
and focusing on that next step instead of getting overwhelmed by the big picture.
Yeah, and you know that underlying message, that
Mhm.
the key is to always believe in oneself and one's indomitable spirit.
Yeah.
That's really the fuel that keeps us going.
Even when those small steps seem insignificant.
Okay, so next, the article moves into this realm of cultivating positive energy.
Right.
And it talks about maintaining high vibration and making a spiritually, mentally shift one's energy to manifest a new future.
Okay, so this is where we start to see the connection between our internal state and our external reality.
Exactly. And when it says high vibration, what it's really talking about is a state of being that's characterized by positive emotions.
Like joy and gratitude.
Yeah, peace, love.
Yeah.
And it's less about some kind of mystical frequency
Right.
and more about consistently cultivating an inner state.
That attracts positive experiences.
Exactly. And the article makes this really clear statement.
Do that.
Our thoughts, emotions, and actions are powerful tools for creation.
Whether we realize it or not,
Yeah,
we're shaping our reality all the time.
exactly. And so the advice here is to focus on positivity, abundance, authenticity, freedom, and love.
As a way to become a magnet.
Yeah, a magnet for opportunities and experiences that reflect that positive energy.
So it's not just about putting on a happy face.
Right.
It's about genuinely embodying these qualities.
Yeah, and for you who are always looking for those aha moments,
Always.
this idea of your internal world shaping your opportunities is pretty powerful, right?
It really is. It suggests that by cultivating these positive inner states, we can actually become more receptive to opportunities that align with that energy.
Exactly. We become active participants in creating the reality we want.
Right. Through our thoughts and feelings.
Okay, finally, we come to the end of the article,
Okay.
and it concludes with this really clear call to action.
All right. Let's hear it.
It says, let us walk this new path with confidence and clarity, knowing that each step taken brings us closer to manifesting a new, spiritually aligned future for humanity.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop there. It goes on to say that the path is clear, the opportunities are endless.
So no excuses.
Exactly, and then it frames it as this personal invitation.
Okay.
It's time to answer the call of the universe to become the best version of oneself now.
Wow. That's really inspiring.
It is, and I think those hashtags that it includes at the end, like hashtag walking new path, hashtag let goofy go, hashtag spiritual communities,
Yeah.
hashtag manifest new future, hashtag high vibration, hashtag path to greatness.
Yeah, those are good.
They really encapsulate all the key concepts.
Yeah, they do.
And they give people a way to connect and share their own experiences.
That's cool.
Yeah. So to sum it all up,
Right.
this deep dive into Shawn Wondunna-Foley's article, Walking One's New Path, it gives us this really powerful message about personal and collective transformation.
Yeah.
It's about choosing to release that negativity, identifying those egoic conversations and stepping away from them.
Mm-hmm.
It's about finding those supportive communities, those people who are aligned with our values.
Right.
It's about embracing our individual journey.
With self-belief and trust.
Yeah, and intentionally cultivating positive energy through our thoughts and actions.
And taking those steps one at a time.
Exactly. One step at a time toward a more spiritually aligned future for ourselves and for the world.
Yeah, it really emphasizes that interconnectedness between what's going on inside of us and the reality that we experience out in the world,
Right. And the role that we each play in shaping that reality.
both individually and as part of a
Absolutely.
collective.
Exactly. So, with all that being said, here's a final thought for you to ponder.
Yeah.
Thinking about these egoic conversations and those external distractions,
Mm.
is there one specific interaction or situation that you might approach differently or even step away from starting today?
That's a great question, something to really reflect on.
Yeah, to create more space for
Yeah.
what truly aligns with your own personal growth.
And your aspirations for the future.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to have to give that some thought.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for bringing up this article. It's really thought-provoking.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had this deep dive.
Yeah, me too. All right. Till next time.